And we're live. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you? Welcome into house.
Welcome everybody to In the House. Uh, what's been going on, man? It's been another week, a week away from Frightmare.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in 2 weeks now. Well, we haven't been on screen together in 2 weeks, so I've been missing you, my tag team partner. It's nice to have you back.
It's nice to be back, man. Although I miss although I'm missing Frightmare, it's one of those things where, yeah, I just had to. It's time to come back to reality, for sure.
It would have been nice if you could have just stayed there, like Neverland. Just Frightmare always. Larry stays at Frightmare now.
I mean, that's how it is, man. I mean, a lot of people afterwards, they're doing the same thing. They're like having the Frightmare blues or whatever. They're all like, "Oh, I want to be back there. Can't wait for next year," and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, you
But
kind of get in the con state of mind, and then you have to like go back to the real world. It sucks. It's like
yeah,
Christmas being over or something.
yeah, it's except not as fun. I guess I don't know. Is Christmas fun? It all depends on
I
the
don't know.
person.
All depends on Frightmare.
Well, Frightmare is always
Um,
fun.
exactly. That's why I'm saying, May Christmas, never can tell. Um, I think it's a crapshoot. But
Yeah, yeah, man.
you've been doing anything fun this week? Anything cool with your shortened work week?
I did I was on a watch along with Gareth doing Gross Point Blank on
Oh,
Tuesday. Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I missed that completely. That went by my radar. I'll have to go back and check that out. You and Gareth, I'm assuming on Gareth's channel, Video Tasties.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Yeah. And hey, looks like Sean's here. How's it going, Sean? Thanks for stopping by, good sir. How you
Yeah,
doing?
we're gonna be hanging out with Sean tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir. You already sent me the link, so I need to send it to you. And
All
yeah.
right.
So
Yeah.
anybody listening or watching, we're going to be on Cinephile Sanity, Sean's channel tomorrow, doing the 45th anniversary of Alien, the original Alien. Can't wait.
hmm
It's been a while since I've seen that film.
Yeah, the original throwback. We already were there. We've been on his channel once to do Aliens, and we
Hmm.
did Aliens on this channel, you and I together. And you and I both done. We did Predator 1 and 2. So yeah, you and I are basically the Alien Predator team now at this point. If somebody's gonna do Alien or Predator, they got to call us in. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. And also, Texas Russell's here. How's it going, good sir? Thanks for
Nice
stopping
to
by,
see
my brother.
you, our guy, Texas Russell. I watched Harold and Maude on Texas's channel with him. Well, I wasn't on, but I was in the chat. It was such a great movie. He always picks a lot of classic winners, the Warriors and Harold and Maude and all these. So Texas often lures me in with his tastes. But
Nice, nice.
yeah, I
I
recommend
think
that.
uh, I think I fell asleep early that day. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, man. Just when I came back from Frightmare, I was super exhausted, man. Super exhausted. Coffin Crew, how you doing, sir?
All
There's
that
a lot of
fun, it takes
walking.
its toll on you.
Yeah, all that walking and staying up late and hanging out with, not really hanging out, but like just being in lines and stuff like that. It's just I don't know. It feels kind of grueling, and the heat after the crazy weather, the heat out there and everything was nuts. Good to hear you're doing good, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. Everybody saying hi to
Yes, man.
everybody. Patrick's here. How you doing, Pat? How you doing, good
Oh,
sir?
welcome, Patrick. Nice to see you, sir.
I have a
Patrick was with me in my chat last night when I was watching Ginger Snaps. He was keeping me company, so he was along for the werewolf ride.
nice. I was watching the replay today. I got through the whole thing. So
Oh wow,
uh,
nice.
yeah, yeah. There was a couple things I was like, man, I wish I would have been, in the chat live. I would have been like, to throw in some facts too, like the sister, the younger sister, is actually older in real life.
Oh, that I wasn't aware of. I knew they were close to the same age, but I thought uh, the older one, the one in the movie, the ginger, I thought she was the older. But yeah, I could see how the one is because
Yeah, it's
I
weird.
had mentioned she was in the original It miniseries back in the day, and
Hmm.
that I wasn't aware of that. I didn't know she'd been acting that long.
Yeah, and then I was gonna say when you hadn't mentioned Freddy versus Jason for the other girl, Jason actually I saw he popped up and said it. I was like, "There's another one." I could have said Freddy versus Jason. She was in that too.
Yeah, I
But
don't know how I visually skip that. Sometimes when I read through the long list of filmography, I just kind of like skip over stuff. And for some reason, Freddy versus Jason must have like just blurred my vision. But then, yeah, luckily, Jinja Ninja was there to have my back on it.
and also, Patrick, I have an interesting story for you regarding John Carver from Eli Roth. So stay tuned when we get to the Frightmare stories. Monroy, how's it
Nice.
going, brother? How you doing, sir? Thanks for stopping by, brother.
Monroy, how you doing? Juan, that's the guy.
Everybody saying hi to each other. His internet crashed last night. Oh wow. Was it because
Yeah,
of the weather, Pat? Maybe.
Patrick often has late night internet issues. He feels my pain on tech difficulties being in the middle of the night, so he's been there with me.
Always
Yeah,
at
3
3
a.m. There
a.m.
you go.
There
Yep.
you go. There she is.
Lemonia, demonia. Lemonia, are you doing Lemonia's Lair tonight? Let us know in the chat. Last week was a fun time. Lemonia's been doing Friday night streams, so if you're unfamiliar with Lemonia's hosting skills, there's Chef's Kiss.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I've been. I'll catch a couple of them. I'll just jump in the chat real quick when I'm able to. I feel like this last week since I was at Frightmare and getting ready for Frightmare, I missed a lot of people's stuff just because I was so busy, doing, getting ready for Frightmare and doing all that stuff. Hey, Callow
Yep.
Deli's here. How you doing, sir? How's it going?
Man, there he is.
Everybody saying hi to everybody. 4K Tent Revival. Hey, how's it going? How you doing, sir?
Hey, okay, nice to see you.
Looks like also Lamonia said, yeah, she's doing it. Will be at 11:30. So I'm assuming that's Eastern.
I believe so. Yeah, she's.
Oh yeah, she's in
out
New
here.
Jersey, right?
Mhm.
Okay. I would have watched last night, but I was too tired. I mean,
yeah, last night was a late nighter. Every now and then I got to keep it real and go way into the late night for my folks. I try to get started about 1 Central, 2 Eastern, so some folks can catch. But every now and then I push it to the UK crew can get up at the end of my stream with me.
yeah. Again, man, I wish I could be on some of those just to just hang out in the chat. It's just like I'm going to bed and getting my shut eye for work. We got the Ice Lord to go boutique baller shopping today. Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Wes,
man.
Wes always knows the good stuff.
Nice,
If you're not familiar with our friend Wes, I am the Ice Lord. Check him out. Wes is a movie lover. He knows all the good stuff. He's got all the classics. He's into the deep, weird stuff that most folks don't talk about, but he also goes mainstream. I like Wes.
Well, man, so I guess you started off. Looks like everybody's saying hi to everybody. So I guess let's go ahead and what recent watches did you do this week?
Max, apparently, HBO Max, whatever we're calling it these days, has an influx of stuff that I've been wanting to see. The stuff from the end of the year of 2023 or the beginning of the year this year has now started showing up. So I watched the Iron Claw, which I wanted to see in the theater but never got around to. I questioned whether or not that'd be a good one to see in the theater because it felt like a drama. I usually save my theater going experience for the big, huge spectacle features, But Iron Claw was very good. I watched it on one night, and then the next night we did a watch along on my channel. It was just an excuse to talk about old school wrestling. Very good movie, heavy hitter drama. So I warn people that it's emotional, but it's a good film. I recommend it. And then as far as the heavy hitting spectacles go, the other one I meant to check out in the theater, never got to, was Dune 2. So I watched Dune 2. It's now on Max. So in spite of Professor Macabro's complaints, I do enjoy it.
Nice.
I do enjoy the muted and desaturated colors. I find it very peaceful and easy on the eyes. It's a very beautiful film. It takes its sweet ass time though. Like between the two movies, it's almost 6 hours to watch them. It's like a 5 something to get them both in. But I watched the other one. I finished it up today. The Dune 2. I like it a lot. So many actors. The cast is just powerhouse. Like every single role has somebody important or notable in it. I'd like to sit down and watch them both at some point as a one big longy, but yeah, no, that's basically binge watching a show is pretty much what I felt like. When you
Hmm.
spend a whole afternoon watching 8 episodes of a show or something, that's what watching Dune 1 and 2 would be like. But they're amazing spectacle films.
Now, which did you
Uh,
like more, one or two?
uh, I thought one moved a little faster. Like I thought the story kind of like
Hmm.
clipped along a little bit faster, and I thought two was a little more slow. But two had bigger. Some of the action set pieces when they got to them were bigger. A lot of the fighting and the battles between the Fremen and all these people. It I think I like them each kind of in their own way, but they feel like they're of a piece. Like it feels like one whole long movie to me with a break. Like Kill Bill 1 and 2 felt like kind of one whole deal. That's how this feels to me. Which did you like better?
Honestly, I'm in the same boat. I think both I love both equally because they have their own, like, they're it's weird because honestly, I feel the first one is a little bit slower than the second one. I felt the
Mhm.
second one had a lot more, like, it was just like everything coming at you, like so many different things, and then just the twist at the end, and like just the different, because I didn't read the books or anything, but the way they reveal it at the end, I won't spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen it, but I felt it was just epic, man. Those battles and stuff like that, like even when you see on the Harkonnen world, that gladiator ring sort of thing, and then
Mhm.
how they were like poisoning the gladiators at first, but then, like, oh, let me give him a birthday gift, and they don't poison the gladiator to cheat, and then so he's like, it's just that dude
Mhm.
was nuts. That guy, Austin Butler, right? Is
Yeah,
that
I
his
was gonna
name?
say Elvis. Yeah, it was
Elvis. Yeah,
Elvis. Yeah.
he was completely
Uh,
nuts, man. But that was pretty cool. The way he manhandled Batista and everything. It's like,
well, he doesn't look like him. Like Austin Butler's generally like a guy who trades on being extremely handsome. And in this, he's bald. He looks like Powder from the movie Powder. He's got no eyebrows. He's all pale white. So when I first saw him, I was like, this better not be that damn Skarsgård again. That guy's in everything. So I had to Google it and I was like, okay, no, it's Austin Butler. All right. I don't have any gripes
they all
then.
they all look the same nowadays.
Yeah, they do. um,
Hey,
but
thanks, Simona.
did you see any of the clips for the new Dune show that's coming to Max? This
No.
fall, yeah, this fall there's going to be a Dune series. There's already a trailer for
Huh.
it. When you watch Dune 2, it's at the beginning. It looks very Game of Thrones. I think it takes place 10,000 years before the birth of Paul.
Wow.
So it's the clips of it look very Game of Thrones. Like it's all like people jockeying for power and lots of castles and the different houses and stuff. And it kind of interested me because, well, obviously it's interesting, but Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon is coming back in, I don't know, a month or whatever. It's coming right back up. But then there's also like two more Game of Thrones shows coming. So if they've
Hmm.
got like a handful of Game of Thrones plus a Dune show plus that Penguin show, there was talk of a Matrix show. Max might just have like oversaturated the market too much. Like there might be too much for anybody to actually watch.
Yeah, it's the new Star Wars or
Yeah.
Marvel.
Yeah, for sure. Um, but yeah, I recommend the trailer's playing on Max right now, and it runs before Dune 2. So yeah, if you get a chance, check it out. I'd be interested to hear what your thoughts are on it. What about you? Did you watch anything new this week?
I didn't really watch anything new. I went to go see The Burbs again. I had the Q&A at Frightmare, and then I saw Thanksgiving with a big
Eli Roth?
audience, and Eli
Hmm.
Roth, the Q&A. So beyond that, I'm trying to think. I'm going to watch. I did one thing I did pick up. I'll reveal right now. I did pick up Shark Exorcist 2 from Wild Eye, so I'm planning to watch that. I want to see that. So I'm planning to watch that this weekend. Also, I'm planning. I need to finish watching Terror Vision because Sunday I'll be with JT Horror Discussions, and we're going to be interviewing Ted Nicolau from the Subspecies franchise. So,
Nice. I know
so
that's your
yeah,
jam.
and when I met Ted Nicolau, it was kind of like it was interesting because he asked me about TerraVision, and I was like, I haven't seen that yet. And he's like, oh, you haven't seen that? And I was like, I felt bad, like, sorry.
I didn't know there was going to be a quiz, Ted.
Yeah, but then I did tell him, it's like, and I was shocked when I was watching transfers and I saw you edited the transfers films, and then so I think I brought him back in, you know.
Yeah, I won him back over. I lost him, but I got it back. Nice.
Yeah, thanks, Lamonia. I got some more stuff that I'm going to share in my second part video. As I mentioned, some prints and stuff like that. Looks like Ginger Ninja's here. How you doing, sir? Thanks for stopping
Jason, there's
by.
my man. Jason's my
Uh,
hey, Liv too. There's a bunch of my middle of the night friends here with me. How are you guys still awake?
oh, there we go. Juice 2. Did you see the trailer for Juice 2, the Tupac sequel?
Yeah, I know. We explained that earlier. The first time you ever messaged me, it was like, "Oh, there's a preview for Juice 2 out," and I was like, "They're making a Juice 2? Why would they do that?" I was like, "Oh, Beetlejuice, got you."
It's all AI, man.
Baby, holla if you hear me. No, I did see the Beetlejuice trailer. First, I've seen it twice now. The first one you sent me in Instagram, and I watched it in portrait mode. And I was kind of intrigued that they could re-edit the trailer to make it fit the 9:16 instead of 16:9.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, overall, I mean, I feel more excited now seeing it. I'll probably stop watching trailers at this point because I'm sold. I don't really need any visuals spoiled or anything. So I think there's a good chance that'll be a theater go. Michael Keaton, he's a drug, man. Once you get addicted to him, you just can't quit. So
I'll say
what about
this.
you? What'd you think of it?
I've seen it a few times, and it's weird, man. Like I'm feeling the same way I felt about The Flash. I really only want to see it because of Michael Keaton. There's certain things that I know I got to turn my brain off to this stuff. Like Lydia has the same hairdo. You know what I mean? I do like how they kind of how they handle the dad.
Oh, I didn't even pay attention to how they get rid of Jeffrey. What's his name?
Oh, they just said that he passed away. Like I was like,
Okay.
They were that's the funeral that you see in the
Okay.
screenshots and all the stuff that's floating around. So it's not a spoiler or anything. But
Okay.
yeah, they talk about that, and then the part of like Ortega just like oh, Beetlejuice. She just says it, even though the mom's telling her, no, wait, seriously, don't do it. It's like, okay, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. But they're saying it's practical. Like I keep hearing like everything's practical, but it looks kind of weird CG-ish. I don't know. Like the sandworm thing, they say it's practical, but it looks like green screen when they're running in the desert. I don't know. So those parts, I was kind of like, I don't know, looks kind of weird. But yeah, I mean, Michael Keaton, that's what I'm going for, and I'm still gonna watch it. I still want to see it just because of him. I mean, you could have put him in that, you could have released that Batgirl movie, and I would have gone to see it for him. So
Yeah. I have more optimism for Beetlejuice 2 than I do for than I did for the Flash, but I do think it walks a fine line of feeling like a corporate cash grab, like it's just a property that they can exploit for money, like all studios do. But there also like a sense of I don't know. There was a little bit of that pixie dust magic was on it. Like it had my attention. I think especially when I watched it in the regular format, the 16:9, the vertical instead of horizontal. Yeah, I enjoy. I'm excited for it. I'd like to see it. It feels like a fun summer movie. So
yeah, I mean, I want to check it out just because I think it's more of the nostalgia and being able to see, Michael Keaton as the Juice again. And then I like the whole, what it seems like he's running the call center in the afterlife. I think that could be pretty funny. So I guess in the trailer, are we seeing correctly? It's like a bunch of like shrunken head dudes or the call center guys.
That's what it looked like to me. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of, when I found myself feeling like, yeah, I'm going to see this, I started to slowly detach from the trailer because I didn't want to soak up any imagery or any plot points or anything. Trailers ruin everything. So.
Yeah.
I like trailer, but I'm kind of also anti-trailer.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Let's
Yeah.
go back to the chat real quick. That dude got his start on Disney Channel. I'm assuming Austin Butler. He got
I would guess.
range way more than I thought I had. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was on Disney Channel, which would be interesting because that's almost kind of how Kurt Russell got his start, right? And then
Yeah,
he also played Elvis.
yeah, there you go. It all is. Have anybody seen them in the same place at the same time? Maybe that's.
Does he have lasers on his head?
Friggin' lasers on his head. That's all I want.
I'm still a fan of the OG Dune with David Lynch. I'm a fan of it too. I never had any issue with it. In fact, back when the first one was, or the first Villeneuve one was coming out, I went back to go rewatch it, and I never had an issue with it. I don't know.
Yeah, it I actually kind of enjoy all the incarnations of Dune, the sci-fi miniseries, and then Children of Dune that came with that, and the Villeneuve both versions, and the Lynch version. I mean, I don't know. For someone who's never read Dune, I enjoy the universe on screen.
Yeah, well, see, what's interesting too, you made the comment about the star-studded, like it's stacked on the Villeneuve ones. But if you look at it,
Yeah.
the other Dune, the David Lynch one, that's got a stacked cast too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It's crazy to think about it that they kind of that came over. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Especially as what it's weird because Star Wars was sort of taken from Dune, like it's heavily influenced and built upon Dune, but Dune also feels like a Star Wars ripoff because it came after, even though the book, you know what I mean? Like it's a weird circle of how the timing spaced out. So,
Well, I mean,
even when Dune came out, the Lynch version, they said they wanted to capitalize on, the success of Star Wars, and Lynch was interested in maybe doing Return of the Jedi, but then changed his mind, and then, all that. So they feel intertwined and connected in a way. So as a Star Wars knockoff, it feels weird that it had such a, loaded cast. It's almost operatic.
yeah, and then the other interesting thing is just how like he was gonna do Return of the Jedi. Well, originally Scott was gonna do Dune, and then he dropped out, ended up doing Blade Runner. So it's kind of like, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. It's just the way life the way life goes,
Yeah,
man.
the twists and turns.
Yeah, I tend to agree, Larry. I am solely going into it. Yep, into it for Keaton, of course. I mean, it's the juice, man. Oh, here we go, man. We got a complaint for you this.
I slept from around 5 to 10 a.m. this morning. There you go. That's perfect, Liv. That's all you need is just those 5 hours. That was pretty much the same schedule I slept.
Pat Master Nate, how you doing, brother?
Nate.
Thanks for stopping by. Good sir.
Everybody. All right. Yeah, raise the roof, Larry. Welcome, Nate.
Well, he started on Nickelodeon, and oh wow, okay, that I didn't know. Nickelodeon, then the Disney Channel. Man, he was just taking over all fronts. Looks like, I guess. Austin B. I wonder if anybody calls him that on his inner circle. They call him Austin B.
That's a good name. He got his hat all crooked. Austin B, yo.
And Nate loves everybody. I'm not on a keyboard. This phone spells what it wants.
Yeah,
that
typing on the
autocorrect,
phone. Well, I mean, this is my phone. This is my hand. So you can see me trying to, even with my thumbs, it's a bit complicated. So yeah, I prefer the keyboard as well. There you go. Look at you. Oh yeah, poke at it, paw at it like the monkeys in the monolith in 2001. That a boy.
Well, man, I guess we'll go into what's anything else that you've checked out this week or anything before we go into the Frightmare festivities.
No, I like I say, on Monday we watched the Iron Claw on my channel, and then on Tuesday I was on Mr. Bones' channel, and we watched Terrifier 2 with Queen Mayanne, who was last week's guest host when you were out at Frightmare. Last night I watched the Ginger Snaps. I haven't seen that in a while, as we talked about. I'm hoping to try to get some Mad Max watch-alongs in the next few days because Furiosa is this weekend, and it's the big Furiosa weekend. So what a better time to check some of those classic ones out. And then tomorrow night we're doing Alien with Sean. And then on Sunday I will be with Pugwall, our friend Matt Pugwall 316. He and I are going to be watching Reefer Madness on Sunday. So
Nice.
I between watch-alongs and stuff I've already watched. Yeah, I'm movie loaded. But
Overexposing yourself.
yeah, once again, I'm overexposed. I need 2 pairs of drawers. But I was anxious to hear about all of this cool stuff that you saw at Frightmare when you checked in with us. You looked like a lot of cool stuff was going on. Just even everything down to just the art, the T-shirts, the people you bumped into, the celebs, the cosplayers, all of it.
Yeah, man, it was nuts. It was like I took some pictures from Frightmare as well. And let me see. I'm gonna bring up some of the cosplayers first.
Oh, for
So
sure.
I saw this
Nice.
cosplayer. It was great, man. Like this person came on Friday. They came as American Werewolf in London. They had the whole getup. I got some video of it. I didn't get a picture, but on Sunday they were wearing a Ghostbusters 2 uniform. I mean,
That's the one that really gets me. The fact that it's the 2
yeah,
extra. Andy's got like Chewbacca's satchel kind of thing there.
yeah.
I dig it.
There
But
was a.
would,
Go ahead.
I was going to say that American Werewolf top, that mask, that's amazing. That thing looks
Yeah, it
awesome.
looks great, and the blood and everything, the gore on there looks awesome. The other funny thing too, I didn't get a picture of him, but y'all saw a video of another person. This is what I thought was kind of weird. Like this wasn't the only person that did like this mashup. You know, the on in the house, I showed the one Jason that was dressed up as a Ghostbuster. You know,
Yeah.
but there was also a Lon Chaney Wolfman dressed up as a Ghostbuster.
So we had 2 werewolves and a Jason as Ghostbusters. I would watch that movie.
I know, right? Like I was just like, man, that's great. And then when I tried to find him on Friday because they were both dressed like that on Friday. I went to go try to get a photo of him, but I couldn't find him again. And then the next day he was just dressed as the Wolfman.
Mm.
And I was just like, well, and then I saw this one on Sunday and I was like, oh man, this is so good. And then it's Ghostbusters 2, man. It makes it even better.
I didn't even know they made Ghostbusters 2 outfits. That's an original one.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. I thought that was awesome. Let me
Yeah, I
catch
dig
up
it.
with the chat real quick before I keep going. Oh wow, Nate peeled skin off his thumb. Oh wow, hope you're all right, man.
Well,
How did
no
that
wonder
happen?
it's yeah. No wonder he can't type for sure. That's you got double excuses,
Mm-hmm. Guy's here. How you doing, guy? Thanks again, sir. Thanks for
guy.
coming by and hanging out with us. Yeah, Lamonia. When I saw that, I was like, oh man, I gotta get a picture of this. This is so good. Mr. Bones is here in the Who's or
Into
Hose
who's into hose.
in the Hose.
Mr. Bones. Boom 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 boom.
Everybody saying hi to Mr. Bones. Everybody saying hi to everybody. Oh, here she is.
There she
The
is.
Queen is in the
Her
house.
Highness. Welcome, Her Highness.
Hey man, thanks for stopping by. Everybody saying hi. There she is. Thanks for holding it down. See, I
Thank
even did
you.
one for you. We'll do two.
You got 2 on that one. Larry very rarely gives them up. So yeah, that's a very special man. You should feel honored. You might have taken Larry's sloppy hand heart virginity. All right, nice.
Oh man, yeah. Let me see if I can bring up another cosplayer. I don't know if I got a picture here of him. Yeah, I didn't. I don't think I brought it. But I guess we'll go into some of the other stuff I saw. Some of the people I saw. Well, if Pat's still here, I'll go ahead and talk about my Eli Roth story, which will be interesting. So when I met Eli Roth, I Thanksgiving, I had asked him one of the questions I had asked him when I met him at his table. I was like, okay, so who's the cat dad? Is it John Carver or is it him? And he didn't know what I was talking about. So unfortunately, Patrick, the real reason why he has that scene in there is because he always wonders what happens to the animal when the owner gets killed. So that scene with the cat, that's him addressing that. which I
With
was kind
the
of like, oh, so Carver's not a cat dad. That was kind of a bummer.
yeah, that was part of you guys' enjoyment of John Carver is that he was a murderer, but he loved his cats, or he loved our cats,
Yeah,
I should say. So
yeah. Even seeing that scene, like I think I've already seen this film like 3, 4 times. When I saw it in the theater, I heard other people like because I was like, oh, when I saw Dewey the cat, and then there was other people that were like, other people in the theater too were like, oh, I can hear like I was like, yes, my people. So
and
that was
I was just saying, and in that photo with you, that's your buddy Joe who went with.
yes, that's my buddy Joe.
Joe's a cool dude. Yeah, it was a good wingman for you to have.
Yeah, man. He was saying like, "Oh, we should do this and we should do this." He had a lot of ideas for us, especially for next year. So I'm interested to have that a fresh perspective on what we could do next year. And so yeah,
Got to get
that
your got to
that
get your
was a good.
Ghostbusters 2 outfits now. Order them now.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Let's see who else. I got to meet
D.
Dee
Oh,
Wallace.
I love D.
She was super nice, man. Like super, super nice. And when I walked up, she was like, she called me baby. I thought that was like, I was like, oh, all right. It's like, hey,
Back off my
baby.
lady.
I'm like, whoa, whoa. As you belong to Don, as far as I thought. I
Yeah,
thought,
exactly. How dare she? That's all right. I'll share with you. Yeah, I love me some D. Wait a minute, that came out wrong. um, no, D Wallace, I should say. Uh, there was a picture on her table that she had. It was of her and Cujo actually had several stunt doubles, and one of them was a guy in a suit. So it was a
mhm.
picture of her dancing with a giant, man-sized Saint Bernard. So I have an autographed picture of Dee dancing with a giant Saint Bernard. I thought maybe there might have been one on that picture behind you there on the table.
I have to look back. I might have a photo of it. I'm not too sure. But no, actually, when I spoke to her, there was a photo that I got. I don't want to say too much information because it's a secret for somebody. Um, and so it was a picture of her holding Drew Barrymore and Elliot was there, and
Oh, okay.
she told me the story behind the picture. So apparently, both kids like it was like just a candid in between shooting. Like she was gonna go take both kids to go use the bathroom because they really had to go to the bathroom. So on the way to taking them, like a mother taking her kids to the bathroom, there was just some
Mhm.
guy there. He was just like, "Oh, that's cute. You all want to take a picture?" So it was just a very, candid photo, you know, and it was really nice. I was like, wow, that's really cool. So, yes, the rumors are true. She's very, very motherly. Very,
Yeah,
very
she's very
nice.
sweet and fun. I like that she's next to Joe Dante. Her positioning, they got the howling section there. That's nice.
Yeah, yeah, he was really cool too. Let me see if I got his photo up real quick. That's Doug Jones. I was at the Doug Jones panel. He was great. He was super, super cool. And
I saw
apparently he
your
hugs everybody.
Okay, I was gonna say because I saw your pictures with him, but I saw a couple other people who were there, and he was like the life of the party. Everybody's pictures with him, he was like candid and holding faces, and he seemed like a
Yeah.
live partier. Yeah.
Yeah, he apparently that's what he does. He hugs everybody that he meets, and apparently McDonald's bought his first house because apparently he was Mac the Knight with the
I was,
he was
yeah, the Moonhead guy. I have a
yeah
Mac the Knight miniature somewhere. Mac the Knight, yeah. Huh.
yeah. So yeah, it was interesting. It was definitely it was interesting to hear like everything that he's done. I was like, wow, that's crazy, and all the people in the even he was freaking out. I was like, oh, how did you know that? That's like not even on my MDB. Like, how did you? Apparently, he was in Living Color and he was in like all these other like shows and it's so obscure, man, of stuff. I was just like, wow, that's nuts. And yeah, man, it's crazy.
For those of
uh
you who aren't 90 years old, in the 80s, at one point, McDonald's ran a campaign advertising the Big Mac, and they had this Moonhead guy. It was a dude in a tuxedo playing the piano, like kind of a lounge singer type, except he had a giant moon head. And instead of Mac the Knife, the old famous song, he would sing Mac Tonight or Mac, yeah, whatever. And it was like that, whatever, Big Macs were cheap after 7 or whatever the hell their promotion was. But yeah, it was a whole McDonald's campaign with a giant moonhead man, and apparently that was him.
Yeah, let me see if I can bring it up real quick.
You got Mac the Knight waiting?
I know, right? It's like, Mac the Knight, where are you? I'm
Yeah,
just trying to see if I can
exactly.
get a. Well, I'll bring it back. I'll get a photo of it or something. But no, he was super nice. He was just, man. He was so appreciative of everybody. I wish I would have gotten a chance to meet him, but his line was super long, man. It was nuts.
I bet.
Got to meet Richard Cunningham. He was also cool.
Oh, nice.
What was interesting is I had a print that I got, just like a generic sort of like Jason print, and he saw that Harry Manfredini signed it. And whenever Harry Manfredini, for anybody who hasn't met him, he signs it, but he also puts like the musical notes from from the Jason theme, or from the Friday the 13th theme. And so, Cunningham saw it, and he's just like, I can't sign this. He's like, this is like, how am I going to compete with that? And I was like, what are you talking about, sir? It's like, you know. And then my question to him was like, did you ever think it was going to be what it was going to become? And he was like, man, we were just trying to get through the winter. So I was like, all right, well, I mean, yeah, that's basically when I met the Night of the Living Dead people. They didn't realize what all it would become. Let me see if I
Oh, I
can
got this
get you.
one. There we go.
No, how do
The
I?
other one. The other one. There it
There you go.
is. It's Mac tonight.
There's Mac tonight with some
Uh,
fries.
yeah. All right, enough of that. Enough McDonald's nostalgia.
No, yeah, man. It's no, he was super cool. I'm trying to see who else. Uh, there we go. Okay. Joe Dante as well.
Nice.
What was interesting about him was like, I asked him about the Burbs, and he said that what was great about that movie is that the what do you call it? It was during the writer strike, so a lot of the
Hmm.
stuff that was in the film was mostly like ad libbed by the actors. So
Oh, okay.
a lot of the good parts are actually weren't they there wasn't a script really. Like they had parts of a script, and then like they just kind of went wild, and they so some of the stuff that's like actually in the movie is, or a lot of the stuff that's in the movie, it's ad libbed because they were on writer strike, so they were just kind of like going with whatever. And
Yeah.
so that was really cool. I was like, man, that's interesting. His panel was really cool too. He did say his favorite gremlin is the Bat Gremlin, but
Breaking. Breaking.
he said that it's
Exclusive. Here on In the House. You heard it here first.
he said it was his favorite, and he has it in his house. He has one in his house, but he said overall, Brain is probably, from the films. Brain is his other favorite, or his favorite. So, and
Yeah.
then he was
Well, the
talking
one.
about how he's surprised how big Greta got. She didn't even have the name Greta. She was just female gremlin, and
Mm,
he was surprised at how she blew up.
yeah.
So,
I mean, she's incredibly memorable.
yeah,
Same with
especially when she's making out with Robert Picard, or
yeah. He's got the makeup lipstick all
he's
over his
like
face and stuff.
he's double thinking about it and stuff. Man, I always remember that ending scene. Well, we saw that on your channel too.
Yeah. When did you learn anything interesting during the Burbs Q&A besides that stuff, or was it just sort of a um, basics, the basics, the things you already knew, sort of nostalgia, or did he drop any hot bombs on you guys?
No, I think the main thing was just that oh, I mean, they were talking about like the different endings that they were. I think they shot a different ending where in the trunk it was going to be Dick Miller and Robert Picard's bodies, and then there was another ending. I can't remember what the other one was, but apparently they had actually shot that ending where you see Robert Picard and
Dick
Miller
Miller.
in there, Dick Miller in there. And so I never knew about that. but apparently somebody did in the audience, so that's why they were asking about it. And then, oh, and apparently another thing I didn't know was there was a subplot where the reason why Tom Hanks is on vacation is because he actually got fired from his job.
Yeah, that one I had known. I don't remember where I learned it from. And when I've told people that before, they actually kind of stop and think, and it's like, yeah, that does make more sense because Tom Hanks is troubled the whole movie. Like frequently, he'll kind of like just look off into space and just sort of stare. He's trying to figure out how to break to his wife that he got fired, but he hasn't told her yet. So it's
Hmm.
um,
The
it
other
adds a
thing,
different wrinkle to it.
yeah, it does. Like it definitely it kind of, it kind of makes you think with knowing that, like, that's probably why he ends up really a part of him breaking, you know. That's
Yeah.
why kind of like he just kind of goes psycho towards the end because it's just like he's already been through so much stuff with that, and then having to deal with with art and stuff, and just I don't know.
Mhm.
Just thinking about it, like you said, it adds a different perspective to it. The other thing that he talked about was Tom Hanks originally did not want to be a dad in the film
Hmm.
because he didn't want to be typecast.
Oh, okay,
So he
yeah.
kept saying, "Can I not have a kid? Can I have, you know?" And I was like, "Really? Tom Hanks was being that like hardcore that early in his career?" So that was interesting too. I mean,
I guess it's a few years after Bachelor Party, so most of the stuff he was probably doing was kind of settling into dad roles. So I guess I could see it. Choices like Philadelphia make more sense after that.
yeah.
See, you have to be careful with your word choices. Um, actually, Bones, I have a picture of several D's. D's nuts. Got him.
Roy, a great story about D. I know someone that will love hearing that. Doug Jones, I love him. He's funny. Oh yeah, What We Do in the Shadows. He's great in that. Unfortunately, he was also talking about how like it's his last, or it's their last season of What We Do in the Shadows. He is going to be in it, but they're already ending the show. And he also did say that he's going to kind of stop doing the. At his age, he's going to stop doing more. He's going to start doing more like human roles, not as much creature stuff anymore. So
Yeah, understandably.
kind of bummer, but hey, man, I mean, it's all understandable, you know. Erica took the coolest pictures with him. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, she was there.
EA Horror. That's one of the other people I saw who had pictures of him, and he was just acting the fool, clowning it up, making everybody feel like they were special in the time they had with him. So that made me like him even more. I was like, oh, he seems like he's appreciating everybody giving him some love. That's cool.
Yeah, he was great. I still didn't know.
Oh, the Mac Tonight stuff. Yeah,
Speaking of, have old Mech Tonight toys. That's awesome.
yeah. I have
That's
one too.
awesome.
A little tiny guy with a big moon head. He won't stand up straight though. Every time I try to stand him up, his big head makes him fall over. So,
He's top heavy.
yeah, it happens.
We're getting in the way
Uh,
of fun in YouTube. Yeah, yeah,
how
definitely.
how dare work do that? How dare!
Oh man,
I,
everybody saying
I,
hi
I, we,
again.
we forgot to point out that everybody's working for the weekend. We traditionally
Oh
do
yeah,
that here. Yeah. So shout out to Loverboy once again for the 15th show in a row.
and
Echo.
Echo Cero.
Cha,
Hello,
cha,
sir.
cha, cha. Zero.
See, I don't know that one. I just know the other. I know the.
Oh, the Swamp Kitty.
Yeah.
No. There's so many
You're
Echo
not gonna
Dance
do
songs.
it. You're not gonna do it. I
The
was waiting
Swamp
for you to
Kitty
like.
dance?
I was waiting for you to like. I just know the. And then I was waiting for you like, because I don't do it.
All right.
I have.
Welcome,
I have no.
Echo.
Welcome,
Tacos
Echo.
to
I have
you,
no
sir.
rhythm. I have no rhythm. So
You take that back. You take that back.
work too much. Are you, Troy? What? Troy
Troy
own?
own Australia?
Oh,
I don't know.
trying to own Australia.
Trying to. Oh, there we go. She's trying to own Australia. Got it. That's a lot of work.
Oh yeah, did you? You got to come down, man. Come to Texas Frightmare.
I still think Jason should be the horror convention guy in Australia. Like he should just that should be his new gig. He's gonna be the king of the horror stuff, and then that way we got to hook up down under.
On the upside down.
Yeah, it's always nice to get hooked up down under.
Yeah, and all
the horror shirts you want. Exactly.
But if I owned Australia, it would look like Mad Max 2.
Jason's toe cutter. He's the Ayatollah of rock and roller.
The Ninja Furioso.
Yeah. Don does a great Swamp Kitty. If she's nice, I will. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Ginger Tom Hardy. Damn straight.
Another person I met was Kevin Durant. From such films as Smoking Aces, Scooby-Doo. Apparently, I didn't know it's that. I totally forgot he was in Austin Powers, second Austin Powers, and he's also in the new Planet of the Apes movie. Aside from the Abigail film that just came out not too long ago. So yeah, that guy was super, super cool, man. Like he was like, "What's up, brother?" Like, shaking hands, and he was just so pumped and excited to like talk to everybody and hang out with everybody. I was like, man, that's super cool. When you got somebody like that, it's just like when I talked to him, I said like, "Hey, I have to say, you were the second best part of Abigail. And it sucks when they killed you off." And he was like, "Let me guess."
The second best part of an A movie. No.
And then he was like, "Let me guess. The girl was the first." And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "That's awesome, man. Yeah." When we were doing the table read, we all knew like she was gonna steal the show. Like, and he was super cool, man. Like super, super cool. And then I told him it's hard for me to decide because I wanted to get like something signed from Legion and I wanted to get something signed from Smoking Aces. And it's just like so many amazing roles. And then apparently some information that he said he's going to do he's about to do his directorial debut. He's going to direct a hockey film.
No, once again, breaking here on Into House exclusive.
So I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Huh?
What the puck?
So no, he was really cool. Yeah, man, there's just so many cool things going on at Frightmare. I was in the panel for Juliette Lewis. I don't think I have a photo of right now. Yeah, I didn't get to upload one yet. But
she's another one that I saw a handful of pictures of her posing with people, and she seemed real affable and nice. Like she was cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah. She was super nice, man. Like in the panel, like everybody kept talking about her father, and you could tell when she would talk about her father, she would get emotional. And she was like, it's just so, seeing all of y'all come up and being fans of mine and also being fans of my father, it just gets me, it made her really happy. Like she was having the time of her life, and some of the interesting things that she talked about like being on the set for Salem's Lot and how like she was scared of her dad when he becomes the when he becomes a vampire. She couldn't sleep, even though she knew it was her dad. She couldn't sleep because she was like scared, yeah, it was just, she was super nice. Like she was talking about how she picks up on a lot of people's energy and stuff like that. She also said a funny story how like she was hanging out with DiCaprio, and DiCaprio was talking to her.
That name up there for you. Oh,
she was talking to my buddy Leo, and
me and my buddy Lee.
And she was saying how he came to her and he was like, "Hey, I'm going to be doing this movie that's like a reboot of a Shakespeare film, and what do you think about that and stuff?" And then she was like, "Oh, that's why would you want to do that? It's why would you mess up Shakespeare and all this stuff? Blah 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 blah." Needless to say, it became Romeo and Juliet. So she was thinking that he was probably talking to her about being Juliet for the film, but she
Hmm.
never rehearsed or anything for it. She said she had a lot of fun on From Dusk Till Dawn. Um, yeah, there was just a lot of stuff. It was weird because not too many people asked about From Dusk Till Dawn. They were mostly asking about Natural Born Killers and what else? Somebody asked her about the TV show Glow. I never saw that one, the Netflix
I
show.
never saw that. I didn't know she was on Glow.
Yeah, she was one of
Interesting.
the girl, the wrestler girls. Yeah, or no,
I would
roller derby. I don't know. I don't know. I never
I would
saw
ask
it.
her about. She used to be in a punk band, I think. Juliet and the
Yeah,
Licks.
the Licks. They talked about that too.
Yeah.
They were how Dave Grohl was like the drummer for one of their albums or something like that. He was talking about how he's like super nice and he's super like powerful when he's like playing the drums. Like he plays with like heavy force, you know.
Yeah, I can imagine so.
And
Uh,
so yeah, that was a really cool panel. It was interesting. She also said how someone had asked her about like the rattlesnakes in Natural Born Killers, and she said like half of the rattlesnakes were fake, and then some were real.
mhm.
So it was funny because like she was talking about how like the camera, so one of the cameramen, like they were like, no way, I'm not getting anywhere near the snakes, but then you had like the wranglers that were trying to prod the snakes to kind of get them to do their thing, and
Mhm.
but they couldn't because it was cold out in the desert. So it was just curling up. It didn't want to do anything because it was cold. And
Mhm.
then so like even then with them curled up and everything, like the cameraman was like scared. And then you had this other guy she was talking about. It was like the guy, the gun handler or whatever that was teaching them how to shoot and everything. Like he came in, he was just like, "Oh come on!" And he was like prodding him, "I'll do it," and all this stuff. And it was interesting. And how like the first time that gun wrangler when he was trying to train them to shoot a gun, like she started crying the first time she pulled the trigger, and he was like, "Oh, it's okay, you're not killing anybody," and all this stuff. And you kind of think about like all the stuff that's happened, in the last few years with Mr. Baldwin
Yeah.
and
With
some other
Rust
people.
and yeah, Crow and all those situations
Mhm.
with on-scene gun accidents.
Yep, yep. When he says, was it like overwhelmingly crowded? I always hear that people are like filled to the brim at the particular convention. Um, it used to be at the old at the hotel, the previous place that they had it. That place would get like wall to wall, like you couldn't almost breathe because there was just so many people packed in there. The new convention center. This is the second time they're doing it this year and it was a lot better. There were still a lot of people. There was more people on a Friday than there has been in the last since I've been going. I've been going since 2014, but it seems like every year more and more Fridays are starting to become like Saturday, and yeah, so it's just there's at this new convention center, they have some more open spaces so you can kind of sit back and breathe and like with the when I was in line for Eli Roth, I was like, "Are y'all in line?" And they're like, "No, we're just hanging out." So I thought the line was long, and it ended up being shorter because people were just hanging out like off to the side, and so
Yeah.
that was easy. I was able to knock out his autograph like fairly quickly.
Cool.
Now it's Dark
Jim.
Jim. How you doing, sir? Thanks for stopping
Welcome,
by.
Jim. Jim be lurking. Jim be lurking. You got to keep an eye out for him. Jim's been doing a lot of reviews on his channel lately. I recommend you guys check out Now It's Dark. He did Tusk the other day, and I don't know. Jim's always got some good stuff going on there.
Cool, cool. That's so cool. She seems awesome. Natural Born Killers. Yeah, Natural Born Killers, man. That's like it's interesting to see her go from like the different roles between like Cape Fear, Natural Born Killers, and From Dusk Till Dawn. Like just the
Hmm.
difference in character that she plays, you know. And then I'm surprised nobody asked her about like Old School. That would have been hilarious.
Yeah, yeah. She's. I remember in that. From Dusk Till Dawn has like a companion movie, Full Tilt Boogie. I think we've talked about it before. They in there, it's all behind the scenes stuff of the making of From Dusk Till Dawn, and she seems like such a nice, like cool person to have work with. Like, you know, when you go to work every day, she seems friendly and like, you know, always got a smile and stuff. Like she seems like a cool lady. That's why it was I am fascinated by her being in that band. It's like, oh, she's got a lot of facets to her personality. She seems cool.
Yes, I mean, the way she was saying is that she's very much about music. She loves music. Like she was talking a lot about how she's a music lover, and just she feels a lot of energy. And then so a lot of the times, if you see the photos that she took at Frightmare, like she was definitely vibing with the people. Like she was having such a great time. You
Oh,
know,
definitely, yeah.
part of me was like, I wish I could have met her, but at the same time, the lines were crazy. And not only that, but it was just like you had to get into like a virtual line ticket sort of thing. So, and not for nothing, but I had already spent a lot of money. So,
That's part of the problem with those things is, you know, there's the meet and greets. They don't, you know, some people just have tables and you can walk up and then, you know, you kind of talk to them, but to get a picture, to get an autograph, whatever, there's usually some sort of fee. You know, the people are there for a reason. So,
yeah, for sure.
you know, so there's only so many people you can talk to and so much money you can spend on, and you kind of have to budget out like, oh, do I want to have an experience with this person or would I like to meet this person? Or, you know, you have to weigh it all out. It's difficult.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like man, this year was just like I was like, okay, I mean, I'm just going to get figures, right? So it's like, yeah, that didn't work.
That didn't work so much.
No, because
You
this is
know?
like the first day I bought like a ton of prints. I bought stuff for other people that I need to send them. I bought like yeah, I just bought all that stuff, and then next thing I know, it's like the next day some marathon event was happening. So me and my buddy were like, well, we're not gonna go early because it's gonna be crazy. They had like streets blocked off and everything. So we got most of our autographs done Friday. So like, well, we'll just go a little bit later, and then we went shopping, went to like Half Price Books and all this stuff. We went to these other places, and I got a few figures from I mentioned in my video Dallas Vintage Toys. Great store, man. They had a lot of good stuff. I'm surprised I didn't go crazier. There I was like, okay, I still got to go to I still got to go back to the convention. So let me just let me just let me just wait. And yeah, but yeah, man, it's just I wasn't thinking I was gonna get Prince, and then all of a sudden, lo and behold, man. So that's why I kind of had to Juliet Lewis. Hopefully she'll come back, or maybe I'll see her somewhere else. We'll see. Like I had already had my list of who I wanted to meet. Like last year when I met Carpenter, like that was like, okay, my money's going to Carpenter and figures. There was really no prints that I ended up picking up. I picked up maybe one or two, but so last year I was good. This year not so
Well,
much.
yeah.
I had like two people ask me, man. I had one person ask me like, "Oh, how much did you spend?" I was like, "We don't ask those kind of questions."
Yeah. That's none of your business. Mine ya. None ya.
None yeah. Uh,
Uh,
have I seen Yellow? No, I haven't seen Yellow Jackets. She did talk about that. I'm trying to remember exactly what she said about that show. Oh no, yeah. So she said somebody asked her about her character there, if she takes that home with her when she gets into a role like that. Does she take it home with her? Does she just kind of like, can she like snap out of it? Can she, like what is her, what does she do for a character like that, or her for Mallory and Natural Born Killers? Well, according to her, she said that she goes for walks. She walks her dogs. For that stuff, she's very much a nature person. So she just kind of like just blocks it off, like kind of just lets it all. I guess in a way like Zen or meditate or something. That's kind of how I took it. She just kind of, you know, serenity now.
at at Milwaukee Zombie Con, Sid Haig was there before he passed away. There was the Q&A section. I raised my hand. I was like, when people meet you, do they ever presume, like, do they mistake you for the characters you play? Like, you know, in movies, he's often the heavy or a bad guy or someone to be scared of or whatever. But in real life, he's such a like friendly, nice guy. And I was like, do you find when you meet new people, they sort of expect you to be the type of characters you play, or do they sort of know? And he's like, Nah, people are cool. And that was the end. It was like crickets. I just sort of like sat back down. All right, then never mind, Mr. Haig. I didn't know what else to say. So yeah, at least Julius gave the better answer there. I
Oh
blew my
man, yeah.
opportunity to be cool with Sid Haig. Ruined it. Failure.
On the other side of that, when I met Tony Todd, I asked him. I was in his panel. I had just walked in. I walked in all late, and I asked him like, I don't know if this has been asked before, but what was your inspiration for being Ben in the Night of the Living Dead remake? And I was surprised. He was like, "Well, for one, nobody has asked that, so thank you very much." And then he told me like a whole story about how I was like, "Well, I could have either been a drug lord or I could have been Ben, and it was the first time he was like not a bad person in a movie or something like that."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh yeah," and then he's like, "Well, I had just had my son, so I kind of wanted to set a good example for him and play a role that was like, and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." But not just no, they're cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Tony Todd always seems nice.
And then he loved my shirt that I was wearing that day. Like it's so much so he's like, "Oh, can I take a picture of that?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And he took a picture of my shirt. I never saw him post it anywhere.
What pics was that? What shirt was it?
It was a shirt that my buddy Joe got me. It was Dawn of the Dude.
Oh, nice.
So it was like it was a mashup of like the dude, and I'll have to send you a picture of it so you can see what I mean. It's basically him as a zombie, and it's like instead of like the head, like you would see, it's a bowling ball, and then he's a zombie just like with his hand out.
Oh,
It's
okay, got
great,
you.
man.
Yeah.
It's just like a great mashup. So that shirt I used to wear like every con I'd go to. I at least wear it one of the days because I just love that shirt so much. That shirt also coincidentally, uh, I'll always remember this. It gave George Romero a big chuckle when he saw it.
Nice.
The last time I saw him.
He had a hearty guffaw behind those giant Harry Carey glasses he would wear.
That's funny that you mentioned Harry Carey, man. We were watching that stuff all weekend. The Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
the Will Ferrell stuff.
Holy cow, everybody. Yeah, that's never
It's
gets
not
old.
rocket science. Just say yes and we'll move on. Oh man. Yeah, no, but no, man, I was thinking about that though, like he saw me in line and then like because nobody was up at him. I'm talking about Romero, and he saw my shirt and he literally like belted out like, huh? And then he pointed and he looked around like anybody else seeing this? And it gave me I was just like, oh man, that is so cool. Like I'll never
Me and you,
forget that.
George. Me and you. Have you when you've gone to conventions, or if anybody in the chat, if they've gone to conventions, have you ever met people who are panelists or like celebrities, whatever you want to call them, heroes? I prefer to think of them as. Have you ever seen them outside of the convention? Like when I was the convention with Sid Haig, a buddy of mine went outside to partake in a little relaxing smoke, and Sid Haig was out there having a Newport. And he was like kind of smelling what we had, and he was looking over in that direction. And he was like, I need to hang out with you guys more often. So I'm always like, Sid Haig is cool. And like a buddy of mine in the Chicago one, he afterwards he met Michael Berryman in the hotel lobby or in the hotel bar. And the two of them ended up hanging out like most of the night and played beer pong together and stuff. And I was like, I want the Michael Berryman beer pong story. That's so awesome.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah, so I always wonder if folks ever bump into the people outside of the convention and get to have that less formal or connection to people. But
Yeah,
not so
I
much.
mean,
Or
no, yeah. So that's the one thing I get in the at the old convention at the old place, the old location. It was in a hotel.
Mhm.
So in that hotel, celebrities were staying in that hotel.
Mhm.
So you would see, Lance Henriksen just walking through the crowd. You would see the girl from Walking Dead, the sister of oh my god, I can't remember her name, but she was walking through the crowd like the first year I went. I saw Flyboy walking through the crowd. I saw a bunch of people walking through the crowd. Uh, Ric Flair. I think I've told this story before. I was in the bathroom. I was washing my hands, and all of a sudden, like Ric Flair came out, and he was washing his hands. I was like, "Hey," and he's like, "What's up?"
Woo!
And he's like, "What's up, brother?" And then he walked out. I was just like,
He was
Nature Boy.
styling and profiling.
Yeah. Another
Limousine riding, jet flying, urinal pissing.
Rolex wearing.
Yeah.
No, the other cool story that my first year at Frightmare, it was after so Frightmare has two events. They have a like sort of party at night on Friday. It's sort of like they have a DJ dance sort of thing, costume dance party sort of thing. And then the next night on Saturday they do like a karaoke. So it's like karaoke, but they just kind of wordplay.
Scary.
It's karaoke. Yeah.
Mm.
But the first night, so my first year, I went with a buddy of mine from my old job, and if not for him, I wouldn't have gone to Frightmare or known about it. And so he's like, so I went with him and his wife, and we're just chilling there at the thing, and then we went to we were just hanging out afterwards before we were gonna go and eat, and we're sitting there just kind of like relaxing, and all of a sudden, like Robert Patrick and Herschel walked by. Herschel, man, what do
Yeah,
I
I
keep
can't
forgetting
think of
his
his
name?
name. Yeah, I know you're
And
talking about the older guy. Yeah.
yeah, and then I'm like Herschel, um, and then he's like, "Hey man, what's up?" And he comes up and he just comes up and fist bumps me. And I was like, Herschel fist bumped me. I was like
You're not
super like
worthy. We're
excited.
not worthy.
And then him and Robert Patrick were just like chilling, man. Him and the T1000 were just like hanging out together. But again, that's the one thing that a lot of people in the Frightmare groups, they talk about how it's not personal anymore like that, because you don't see you're not kind of like with rubbing elbows with the people and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I don't know, man. I mean, they stay at the hotel across the street, so you see them coming from across the street, and a lot of people talk. And I even have a bad story about Tom Savini, but like last year, he was joking around with the whole crowd when he got there. So I don't know.
Mhm.
I always hear bad stuff about Tom Savini. I had a bad experience with Tom Savini. I don't know. But also, I also heard a lot of bad stuff about Carpenter, but he was super cool to me when I met him.
Yeah, he was very nice to me. Um, I found Carpenter to be kind of friendly. The Savini stuff, I wonder about him though, because I don't think he really wanted to ever be on screen. Like he was a Vietnam photographer, and that's how he got into all the gross special effects. And then he sort of learned the way muscles and tendons and stuff look when they're exposed, real life. And he was more interested in the effects. And then because they often needed some sort of hand to reach into a screen or do this or that, he slowly but surely ended up on screen. And now he's just as big of a horror, actor as any of them. So
Hmm.
I think he sort of stumbled into it more than he actually is living the dream.
Now, one thing I will say, if y'all see Lance Hendrickson out and about at a con anywhere, make sure you go up to him and say, "Hey, can I get a photo with you?" Because he'll take a photo with you. Like he told me at the Frightmare that I met him at, I wanted to take a photo with him at his table, but he was like, because he had a contractual obligation to do the professional photo ops, like he couldn't do photos at his table. So he said, like, "Oh, if you see
Okay.
me around walking around, just and I'll take a picture with you." I'm like, "Cool."
I'd hand him a knife and ask him to play Mobley Peg like an alien.
Right? Like, okay, do the thing with the knife.
Do the thing with the knife, man. You never miss, Bishop.
And he like stabs you. I was like, "Did I miss? Did I miss?"
Mhm. I loved you in Pumpkinhead, you bastard. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You were a great Terminator, or you would have made a great Terminator.
Yeah, you would have.
Erica posted pictures with her and said she was very nice. Yeah, she was super nice. I mean, you could
Talking
tell
about Juliet,
from
yeah.
yeah, you could tell she was just like genuinely excited to be there, and that was super cool. I really wanted to see Lynn Shay, and I heard she was really nice. Man, both days that she was there, and she left early, Friday or Saturday. So, and my buddy Joe wanted to meet her too on Sunday. He was like, "Okay, well, Sunday will kind of die down," because both days her line was packed, man, super packed. And
Yeah, at this
but I
stage
heard
of the
from
game, for
everybody she
sure.
was really, really nice. Like she's one person that I was kind of on the fence of if I wanted to meet, but I was like, no, I want to meet her, and because I have a movie poster, like a mini movie poster of Nightmare on Elm Street, and I have Robert Englund, Heather Langenkamp, Amanda Weiss. I wanted her to sign that, but I couldn't get it out in time. I couldn't find it. So I was just like on the fence. Should I get her to sign something or just go meet her or whatever? But yeah, and then she ended up leaving early. So it was kind of a bummer that we didn't get to meet her. But I heard she was like super nice. I don't really like
Mm.
how you pretty much have to save a month's paycheck, more than a month for some of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to plan way in advance and budget your money, and then plus, like you say, you probably have to get some sort of lodging while you're there. You got to feed
hmm
yourself, and then of course
hmm
that's always more expensive food and all of it. It's just
Yeah. The other thing too, speaking of that, is just like you got to think about like parking. You got to think about just like all that little stuff that you don't really think about, and
hmm
yeah, it's
hmm
just it adds up really quick. And again, I was saving up so I could meet Warwick Davis, and then he had to cancel because he was having if y'all didn't know, his wife passed away in April, if I'm not mistaken. So when I heard that, I instantly was like, okay, well, I'm not going to meet him. He was probably one of the main reasons why I wanted to go to Frightmare this year, was drawing me to Frightmare. Once they, announced Cunningham and Joe Dante, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like I want to meet all these people. So I already kind of had, who I wanted to go and meet for sure. And then when, especially with, I mean, this guy, I had to
oh,
I had to
nice.
meet I had to meet Ironside, man. He's such a man. He was so cool, man. He was so nice. I had my body cam to get some footage, like but I took it off, and then he when I came up, he's like, "Oh, that's." He saw the like I had the little holster, and he's like, "Oh, that's good that you took that off." I'm like, all right, Victor's about to go ham on me,
Why did you want to sell me some illegal narcotics, Michael Ironside of V fame? Scanners? No? Okay.
and he said like, "No, I don't want to get in trouble for some of the things I'll say." I'm like,
Nice.
but
Spill the
he was
beans.
super cool, man. He was super cool. Like he was just like the girl, I guess the handler for Kevin Durant, like was next to him, and he kept like throwing like sticky notes, like crumbled up sticky notes at her. Like he was just joking around. He was just having a good time, man. So that was cool getting to meet him, and I was like, man, that was cool. He was super nice.
Michael Ironside has the best nose flare in all of Hollywood. Like his nose, it opens up and flares better than other people's. That's Michael Ironside.
I was talking to who was I talking to about it? How no matter what he's in, like he brings it's like Nicolas Cage. He doesn't phone it in. He's just
No.
Mary Lou to the next Karate Kid to Major Payne to like it's like he brings everything, something to every role. I mean, it's like you know, I still can't believe there's certain people that haven't seen Turbo Kid. Like he's great in
Uh,
that.
he is great in that. And I can't believe you hit us all with Major Pain. I'm still reeling from that. Damn right.
I love Major Payne, man. I mean, I don't know. I dig it. I like the way he talks to the kids and stuff. It's hilarious. It's early Bad Santa ish.
Yeah, I will give you that.
And then Monroy's trying to get me to
Juan
go
wants to
to
go to
San
San
Diego Comic
Diego.
Con, man. Oh,
Yeah, I'm down for that mission. I want to see you guys there.
I mean, my buddy Monroy, man, he's got the he's got the luck. He he gets tickets every year to go. So
Professor went last year, I believe. Macabro.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then this year he's in the lottery to get the tickets then.
Mm,
Because that's how it is.
nice.
Like so my buddy Monroy explained it to me. If you get the chance to go and you go, you get like they ask you every year. If I'm not mistaken, if Monroy's still here, like, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but from what I remember him telling me is like each year you have a chance to go. Like they'll ask you first, are you going to want to go this year? And then you have first dibs at tickets.
Sort of a preferred customer thing or whatever, huh?
Yeah, so I need to look out in that lottery and get to go. So yeah, we'll see. One of these days, hopefully. Bill Moseley was always outside smoking, talking to people. Yeah, I've heard he's very cool too. I think Sean had said a story about how cool he was, asking about a steak sandwich or something. You remember that on the other previous In the House episode when Sean was on?
Yeah, I do vaguely recall that story. I was still caught up thinking about, I hope you like what you see. Oh, sorry.
Did you ever have you met Bill Moseley or no?
I've never met him. He's a frequent convention person. I don't know. He's often at cons, but so I've seen him several times. And like we were talking about how you have to budget your money. There is sort of that thing where you do the walk around and just sort of see everybody. It's like the celebrity zoo. Like, ooh, there's so and so, and there's so and so, and they frequently wave. So like I've had like that 2-second connection with the Bill Mosleys, the Meg Fosters, there's certain people you just expect to be at the conventions, like Bill Moseley, Tony Todd. How you doing, Tony Todd? And he'd be like, hey, so yeah, I've had the Bill Moseley connection, but we haven't talked.
You were like,
no. Yeah, pretty much. You're like, that's how Kane Hodder did me. I never had a photo op with Kane Hodder, but he wears gloves because of his burned hands. I'm sure you know that. But when you see him, he has leather gloves on. So I kind of walked by and like looked over at him, and I like was sort of intrigued because I'd never seen him in person before. So I was like, oh, hey, Kane Hodder. That's kind of surreal. And he kind of looked at me and he gave me one of these with the leather glove. And I was like, ooh, I got the power fist from Kane Hodder. Nice.
Yeah, I think I might have told the story when I met him. I wasn't expecting, like, I sat down to take a picture with him, right? And next thing I know, like, I'm like there and I'm just like, and all of a sudden I just feel this big old like pull me in. And it's like he literally went like that and like just just dragged me in. I'm like, oh. So like the person, luckily they took a couple of photos, but like they got one photo where I'm like where I'm
genuinely
freaking out.
Caught off guard.
Yeah. And so that was pretty cool. But no, he was super cool too, man. I wouldn't want to piss him off.
Yeah.
And he's my favorite Jason. So for me, it was like, oh man, it's so cool. We didn't Kane Hodder, man. Marty's here. How's it going, Marty? How you doing, sir?
Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah,
Marty's always cool.
And he's also up for Horror YouTuber of the Month. So if y'all haven't voted yet,
as are you. Our friend Jason Ginger Ninja, if you'll be in the chat right now, go be sure to check out his channel and vote for Horror YouTuber of the Month. Two of the fine contestants our nominees are on the screen at the moment.
Scott Wilson. There you go.
Yeah, that's his name.
I don't know why I keep forgetting Scott Wilson. It's like
you ever seen Leslie Vernon, Larry?
No, I've heard about
it. It's good.
I heard it's
good.
Really
I enjoy
good.
It. Yeah, it's a fun horror comedy.
No, that one I haven't seen, and I hear everybody talk about it, and then they say it's great. So I need to see where it's showing or where it's like streaming or something, and see if I can catch it. That's one that I always hear about, and I always like never go and check it or look for it or anything. Everybody's saying hi to Marty. Monroy ran into Jay Muse at a hotel before. San Diego, also Zach Bagans. Yeah, I remember he's
Zach Baggins. My nemesis, Zach Baggins. Come at me, Baggins. I'm waiting. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think you want to elaborate on that, John?
No, I'm fascinated by like folklore and ghosts and all the stuff that he would have on his show, So I often go, to places around here and check out weird ghost stories and go to haunted lakes and whatnot. And I always mock Zach Baggins whenever I'm out there, like, today we're at this lake. You can feel the spirits in my bones. Did you feel that chill? I heard that. Like, so I often joke that whenever I'm out on those missions, it's basically just so I can eventually have a celebrity boxing match against Zach Baggins. Bring it, Baggins. And I still want to rob his haunted museum. So yeah, I got all sorts of issues with Zach Baggins.
You'd be running out with the Annabelle doll, like
exactly. That's like the coolest place to go rob. Like just breaking a window and then just come running out with Annabelle under one arm, and I got like an old lamp from the Amityville house and stuff.
Yeah. I think he has doesn't he have also a mirror from like Bela Lugosi?
I know he has a ton of stuff. Every time I've ever seen anything about it, I think he bought most of the Warrens' estate when Ed and Lorraine passed away. The stuff that's in the Conjuring movie, their little haunted museum. I think he bought damn near all of that, and then he has, like one of Harry Houdini's Ouija boards and all that stuff. Like all sorts of weird, cool, old historical, creepy stuff. Mm-hmm. And it would be a shame if something happened to any of it. So
next week, Don will be in Vegas reporting live.
Yeah, exactly. We have a special check-in from Don. It's me like, shh.
Everybody, shh. You see this here?
Yeah.
I'm going to take this.
I'm going to take. Don't tell Michael Ironside.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, hit the like button. Let's go ahead and press that.
Speaking of kids, I love Turbo Kid. How can you not? That's a great movie.
Very Turbo Kid's wild, Max, fun ride.
Very, very, very Mad Max. Very 80s. Very. I mean, it's just great, man. It's really.
Mr. Bones is a BMX bicycle enthusiast, so he loves Turbo Kid even more than the rest of us. We like the nostalgia and the wackiness, but he also gets the extra bump from BMXing. So yeah.
Turbo Kid Rock Cyborg meets BMX Bandits.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
Yeah. Hitting isn't nice, man.
In honor of Juliette Lewis, be sure to lick the like button for us.
Oh man. I say Mad Max with BMX. Yeah, pretty much.
BMX?
Mad BMX.
Yeah.
We'll never do a con. Don't like being around people much in person. In fact, can't really stand it. I mean, I know what you mean, Echo. I'm for the most part, I'm the same way. I'm very like, I don't like people touching me. I don't like people like, I get aggravated whenever I'm at a concert and people start like bumping into me and stuff.
I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching.
But no, I mean it's I don't know, when I'm at Frightmare, I kind of wet willy.
You got the wet willy, yeah.
When I'm at Frightmare, it's kind of like, it's a little bit different. I feel like it's, everybody's super cool and nobody's there to like, everybody's there to have a good time. You hear about all the stories of everybody having like after parties and stuff and just hanging out at people's rooms, all that stuff. I don't do that stuff. I'm just more of like, I just want to go back to the room, hang out, have some beers, watch movies, But it's just cool, like how much of a community, like the people at Frightmare. Like this year, I saw people that were like, saying goodbye to each other, hugging each other. Like, one guy said it best. One of the moderators, she was saying that it was like, it's like camp. It's like you're going to camp for a week. It's like summer camp. You see all your friends and then you won't see them until next year. And I'm like, that's an interesting way. That's a really good way to think about it. That's pretty cool. And again, like there's several people on YouTube that went, that I didn't get to catch up with or anything. I mean, there's so many people, man. I did catch up with one person that follows me on Instagram. So, I got to see her and I took a picture with her, and she also had like a candy thing that she had did. So that was pretty cool. That was funny. And I was telling her the spork thing, what I wanted to do. So hopefully at the next con, I'm going to try to get a bunch of sporks. Yeah. See, I'd mentioned that to her, and then she commented back recently, like, "Oh, I just hope the next time I see you, you're gonna have the spork thing like you're talking about." I was like, "Yeah, I hope so. I'm planning to, so it'd be
Spark,
nice."
Spark Army Unite. Oh, and be sure to check out our friend Professor Macabro's channel and see Sporker's Revenge, the trailer, another trailer inspired by Into House. So
Another masterpiece by the professor. I tell you, man, if this guy would do a short, submit it to Frightmare and all these other like short horror film festivals, man, I'm telling you, he'd clean up. I kind of feel the same way, Echo, but I also have FOMO, so I kind of push through it. I just take breaks and go outside to get. Yeah, I mean I imagine that's how like the people that I saw like sitting off to the side, just kind of like chilling, relaxing and stuff. I feel like that's the same. Me personally, I'm also the same. I get really like um anxious when there's so many people like that and they're bumping into me. I get like, I know they're not intentionally bumping into me, but I also get aggravated when it's like people stop right in the middle and it's crowded and I'm like, I need to get there's a line behind me, we're trying to get through, like why do you stop right in the middle, just kind of
yeah.
get a little bit off to the side so people can keep going. So
Some
I
human
totally
beings
understand.
don't some human beings don't know how to behave in large crowds. Like they do things like have conversations in doorways and stuff. And it's like,
Mhm.
damn well there's how many hundred of us in here. Why are you standing in a doorway? Like you're a fire
Yeah,
hazard. Knock it off.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
some people just don't know how to behave in large crowds.
But you would be a hit at a con, Echo. You're already wearing your costume. Echo the
You
Clown,
got him
man. Yeah.
there. Or Echo the Clown, Echo the Rabbit, Echo the Bunny, Echo the Frog. There's so many versions of Echo.
And then just carry around the Boglins, you know?
Yeah.
There you go. You'd be a hit, man. It's gotten worse. You should see me at stores these days freaking out and wishing death on people. Well, I mean, it happens. I mean, there's a lot of bad people out there, man. As
Yeah.
any returning guest privileges before they open it up to everyone. But if you don't get passes the first time, then you get another chance when it opens to everyone. Okay. So
Okay.
yeah, see, so like returning guest privileges, yeah, you'll get first dibs. Um, I do the same thing. Like Megan's is is a tool bag.
I'm Zach Baggins. I'm here to uncover the truth. Settle down, Zach. The fact that he saw ghosts so hard he has to wear special glasses now. I'm like, Zach, what do you like, every now and then I just want to sit him down and have a talk with him. Zach, we need to have a talk. Come here.
If I ever see you show up on that show, man, I'm gonna be like,
Oh, it's total gonna be me popping up behind him, like I sense a spirit, and then I'm just gonna pop up behind him and
that's
grab his arm,
it's
choke him
like
out,
it's like
put
that's
the million
me.
dollar
Calm
dream
down.
on him. Yeah. Don's got the $1 million dream on Zach Baggins. Quick, tune in.
And then Aaron's gonna be off to the side, like freaking out. I like Aaron, man. I always liked him, especially when they try to like get him to like be in somewhere, and then he's like, he's like, bro, no way, bro.
No, man, I can't do it.
Yeah, I like Aaron, man. We never have cons here like movie gaming or anime cons. We only have Bigfoot Con and a booze fest and a wine tasting.
There was a Bigfoot Con. Bigfoot Con
Interesting.
was taking place about an hour away from here last month. A Sasquatch Con or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, they're all over the place. Actually, they're like really cryptid cons, but Bigfoot's the headliner always. He's the king of the monsters. So
they need a con for Nessie.
Nessie Con.
Nessie Con. Nessie Con or Loch Ness Con or just Nessie Con.
Loch Ness Con.
I went to a concert at the small venue, and the whole time this big metalhead dudes with like 1,000 rings on their fingers was filming the show on his phone right in front of my face. Yeah, unfortunately, that's how it is these days.
Everybody,
everybody's doing that. I like that 1,000 rings though. That's pretty funny. That's pretty accurate. They either have like the 1,000 rings, the battle vest, with all the patches or pins that for some odd reason looks brand new, even though they're supposed to be metalheads. And you know, but oddly enough, they smell.
It's a
Some of
tough trick to
them,
pull off.
yeah, I know. It looks brand new, the vest, but they smell. And then they got the big old like gauntlets with the nails.
Oh yeah, the
You know,
Judas Priest gauntlet, the big yeah.
yeah. And it's just like I'm like, and all you're doing is filming the show, really? Like, I mean, I got buddies that were in a mosh pit wearing sandals. You know, that's metal. I knew a
That's
guy.
metal.
I knew a guy that wore white Pumas in a mosh pit.
That's
That's
asking
metal.
for trouble. Especially the suede ones. That's you'll never clean that up.
Couldn't even move because it was so packed in. Yeah, yeah. Those are the. Yeah, I don't like those shows too much. I get like for some odd reason for concerts, I get a little bit more like I get aggravated, especially now. Like the last one of the last concerts I went to with my wife, it was just like I'm more of like I'm shielding her, and it's not even like it was a metal show or anything, but people were going nuts and bumping us and everything, and that's when I get aggravated when it's just like, okay, you got your space, you see all these people here, take it easy, you know.
Hmm.
It's, I mean, come on, man. I don't know. I understand having a good time and stuff like that. It's just I don't know. I just
Well,
have some.
the cons are way different though, because they're like everything's segmented into lines, and it's packed in areas where people kind of are walking, and you get the morons who stop and hold up traffic. But at concerts where everybody's just like, I want to be closer, and they're all just like
Yeah.
pushing in, trying to get closer to
Mhm.
the stage, like, get off my ass, dude. Yeah.
I will say this like last year I again in the whole thing where I don't like people I don't know touching me. I was in line last year to do
You know
the
me.
photo.
It's okay.
The, I know you. It's fine. We're good. No, last year I was in line for to do a professional photo op for with Carpenter, and then like one of the people that was okay, everybody, y'all need to get in a form a line, move up, get into no empty space, let all the people
Mhm.
come in because there was people out the door trying to like come in, and then no personal space, guys, right? And then this girl in front of me, like I'm looking at this guy, and she's like, "You heard him, no personal space," and she went and she touched me, and I was just like my first instinct was to freak out, and then my second, yeah, and then my second instinct was, no, I don't want to do that. Plus, it's a girl, and so
Mhm.
to diffuse the situation, I was like, assault. And then the guy that was with her started laughing, and I was like, she touched me, assault. And then she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I was like, okay, now you know what it's like.
Yeah. How'd you like if I did
Like,
it to you?
I was like, no, thank you. Russell, how you doing, my man? Thanks for
Nice to
coming
see you,
in.
Russell.
It's always nice to have Russell here. Everybody's saying hi to Russell, laughing.
Mhm.
When I was working in a department store, the amount of customers who'd stand in aisles chatting when you're trying to pass with a trolley or a pallet. Yeah, I had that same issue too. When I used to work retail, man, it was ridiculous. I used to hate going to lunch and then coming back with my lunch in my hand, bag in hand, and then they like I'm trying to run like hurry back into the whatever the lunchroom, and then they're like, "Oh, excuse me, sir, do you work here?" I would literally like pick up my bag, look at it, and I'm like, "Yes." He's
Not
like,
at the
"Oh, can
moment,
you?"
thank you.
He's like, "Can you help me with this?" I'm like, "I have my lunch. Let me go drop this off, and I'll see if I can get somebody to help you." I was like, "Oh my God." But yeah, yeah, Marty, you said it right there. No special awareness. I hate that. Even in the grocery store, when you're like going down an aisle and somebody's like going full speed, like just looking around, and all of a sudden they just stop, and you're like,
Mhm.
dude, come on, man. At least like pull off to the side. It's a big enough aisle. You don't have to be right in the middle. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets on my nerves too. Some folks just aren't. They've never been around other people before.
Then it used to infuriate me working in retail. You have to deal with so many, numbnuts all the way. Yeah, metalhead to the end. Yes, sir.
Breaking the law, breaking the law.
The amount of wanted to crush with a pallet. I can't count.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I was actually in a mosh and got kicked in the face. Wow, Lamonia was in a mosh.
Lamonia's hardcore. She don't play. I'm
Did
sure
you wear the big gauntlets?
the gauntlet. She dresses up like the Road Warriors. She's got the big spiked shoulder pads. She does the
Yeah,
whole thing.
and then the mask from the giant humongous.
The
Everybody saying,
Ayatollah
nah,
Rock'n'Rolla.
we call it. Yes, yeah, slam. It was funny when I first heard that term, man. Slam dancing.
Yeah, slam dancing. Mosh pit. Moshes came later. Yeah, slam dancing was originally.
Mm-hmm. Got many bruises and cuts slam dancing years ago. Yeah, I had plenty of those too, man. There was one metal show when I was back in my hometown. It was the first time they ever had like pig heads, and there were real pig heads on each side of the band. And then like in the mosh, like for whatever reason, one of the band members or one of the bands, like the singer, just picked one up and then just threw it into the mosh pit. So you saw this like pig head just like bouncing around.
That seems unsanitary. The health department should have came and shut that mosh pit down.
It was a pizzeria too, so can you imagine? Like, it'd be salmonella flying everywhere.
Sounds like you guys were really hamming it up. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I worked retail for so many years, and even on my days off, people still, I had that too. One day I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt, and I just had a paper and a pencil because I was doing inventory. He's like, "Excuse me, do you work here?" I'm like, "Everybody works here has a shirt and tie. I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt." It's like, what makes you think I'm like working here? I was just there, and I'm like,
I'm wearing the Teen Wolf T-shirt that says, "What are you looking at, Dick Nose? Does it look like I work here? No."
Oh man, sometimes something in stock. Like I don't work here. Man, don't even get me started on stuff in stock. The story I once sold Xmas trees, and that ended with me sending someone to. Oh wow, you're gonna have to tell that story at some point, Echo, on a live stream or something. That's interesting.
Were you? Was that in Lethal Weapon 1? Did you get into a fight with Mel Gibson? Because I remember that scene. Headbutt. No, never mind.
Was it Clark W. Griswold?
Yeah.
The punk rockers were the best slam dancers.
Slam dance, that's the thing. It originally started off, it was like everybody would just sort of bump shoulders and like bang into each other, kind of like, slamming into each other. But then later on, the mosh pit folks started doing the arms and like punching and stuff. And you always get the jackasses who don't know how to behave in the mosh pit either. It's like, no, we're supposed to bang into each other, not fight, you idiot.
In the era of like AFI and all these other bands that came out like later, I guess late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah, they do the cartwheels and I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
yeah, if you're flopping your appendages all around, you're doing it wrong. It's more supposed to like kind of bang into each other and bounce off one another and just sort of pogo around. But
the other thing too is if in my day, if you fell down, they would, hey, like they'd help you up.
I've helped up many people who got knocked over.
Yeah, not you fall down and then there's like doing the people's elbow on you and stuff. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. I don't get it, man. I'm too old. I'm too old for this stuff. Now I think instead of me like getting like pushing somebody off, I'd be like, give them a good sock in the back of the head. I think it's the glasses. People must think we know something. I fake it till I make it for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
The old picking up change. Oh yeah, the picking up change mosh pit thing.
Mhm.
The lawnmower. The wind.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, sprinkler.
Yeah, the sprinkler. When I only got an influx of Polish immigrants, our store took on a bunch of them as I pretended to be one. Sorry, me
Sorry,
speak
me
no
speak no
English.
English. That
Oh
always
man,
works.
like yeah,
When in doubt, play dumb. I've done it my whole
right?
life. I don't know. What are we talking about? What? I
Was
just
like
got here.
me. I worked at a Tex-Mex restaurant, and people were like, "Anybody know Spanish?" I'm like, "Nope." Even though, yeah, I came from a border town, so yeah, I do know Spanish, but I'm just
Oh
like, nope,
no,
like nope,
no.
not today. I don't. Love. Hey, there you go. Love those
Yeah,
glasses, Don.
the readers. Thank you, Lamonia. Now we both know stuff.
Class of 1984
Yeah.
was like that for us. Nice, nice. Well, man, we've been going for about an hour 40 now. I think that's a good place to stop it for this weekend or for
Yeah.
this week.
This week.
Got any, yeah, this week. You got anything coming
Yeah.
up?
Well, later tonight, I'm gonna try to see if I can go check out Lamonia Demonia's stream. Last week, I got caught up. There was a After last week's show with Mayanne, I went outside and I'd met a buddy and we had a beer and someone came up and offered us Freebase. So we had an argument with them, like, "What are you doing, sir? Like, why are you wandering around asking strangers?" And then we were like trying to like talk to them. So I got caught up talking with some strange rascal, random cokehead, and explaining, "No, I don't want any of your wares, sir, but I feel like you're in danger of getting in trouble." So I got caught up in that whole situation last week, and I got into Lamonia's stream late. So barring any rando crackheads that just feel the need to walk up to me and talk to me this week, I'll be hanging out with Lamonia. Tomorrow, tomorrow I will be on Sean's channel with my dear friend, the Horror Cat Dad, to watch Alien. Yes, you. Friday with Matt, or Sunday with Matt for Reefer Madness, and then next Friday back on this channel for Into House. Not to mention a variety of streams in between, plus the huge back catalog that have already been created. Frankly, I'm overexposed, has been stated many times. What about you, Larry? What do you got going on, buddy?
So tomorrow got the thing with Sean on Sean's channel for Alien, the 45th anniversary. Sunday I have the interview with Ted Nicolau on JT Horror Discussions channel. I believe that'll be at 1 p.m. Central, so 2 p.m. Eastern. So, I'll put something in the community tab for that. So keep an eye out for that. Other than that, just I'm trying to think. I think that's it. I feel like I'm missing something, but other than that, just I'm gonna do. I need to do part 2 of my haul stuff from Frightmare. Yeah, like I said in the video today, I needed to break it up because there was just like so much stuff, like so many prints, and I just figured I wanted the figures to be its own thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So again, thank you all for coming out again and always, supporting us and everything. I'm glad y'all come out and have a good time with us. Looks like Monroy's heading out. Have a good weekend, brother. Everybody's saying about a Juan. Hunter Armstrong. How you doing, Hunter?
Welcome, Hunter.
Welcome. I think this is the first time I've seen you on here.
Yeah.
Has he been on your stream?
No, I don't believe so. Welcome, Hunter. Nice to see you. I'm enamored with your teddy or with your avatar. I dig it.
The chillin' teddy bear. Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. I mean, we're at the tail end, so if you get a chance, watch the replay. Everybody else saying bye to each other. Always an awesome to listen to you, lads. Thank you, Marty. Thanks so much.
Marty's the
Always glad
man.
to have you, Marty. Murder May, the queen. Thank you so much for always coming by and hanging out with us. And everybody. Oh man.
He's always calling her Chuck. Uh-huh. She's a Chuck.
And
And
then
it's the
Don.
truth. That would be me. I did that. Yes, I appreciate. We often say the chat is the third guest, the third host of the show. So thought you guys here to help fuel the chat and keep us company and have somebody to talk to. The show wouldn't be the same, clearly. So we appreciate you all very much. You're a cornerstone. You're a pillar of Into House. You're a load bearing wall.
You're the glue, the pillars that hold us up. So thank y'all so much. We have so much fun with y'all here. So until then, we'll leave it at good night, everyone. Any last words, Don?
Have a happy, happy, happy spring season, everybody. Adios, amigos.
Take it easy, guys.